In the past, I've tried out two pairs of budget wireless earphones in the form of the Blitzwolf BW-FYE 3S and the Arbely X9s. These were both great earphones for their price and are ones I did recommend, but at around three times the price, are these earphones any good? This is my review of the Creative Outlier Gold True Wireless Earphones. Starting out with the look of this product, you can tell that this is a more premium product. This case is really nice looking gold metal and is small enough to easily fit in my pocket. On the front there's four lights, and basically blue in general means that the battery life is above 40% and red means that it's below 40%. And as for what the lights are for, the one on the far left and the one on the far right is the battery life for the earphones themselves. The second one is for the battery life of the case, and the third one says whether the case is charging or not. With that charging being done by USB-C, by the way, which I love. Make everything USB-C charging. It's about time micro USB just goes away. And to get to these earphones, as you saw in the intro, you just basically push from the back here and that pulls the earphones out. With you knowing which side is the back of the case, because that's the side that has the Super XFI branding, which they are really pushing with these earphones. More than that later. But anyway, as the case opens up, these earphones switch on and they're magnetically attached, so they're really easy to pull out. I'm putting them in my ears. They are a bit bigger than other earphones, and you may feel that at first, but they fit in really nicely, and after a few minutes, I forget they're even there. They are really comfortable in my ears. The only con with them is that the surface isn't a touch surface, which I found a bit weird because the two cheaper earphones I had touch surfaces. I would have assumed that that was more of a premium feature. But the way to get around this is holding the top and pushing it down. It's a bit of a workaround and it's not the most functional way to do it, but it works, so at least the buttons aren't totally useless. And it's great that I did find this workaround because there is quite a lot of stuff you can do with the buttons. If you press them once, it's the usual, it plays or pauses the song. If you press the left one twice, it goes back a track, and if you press the right one twice, it goes forward a track. And then if you hold the left one, it will bring the volume down, and if you hold the right one, it will bring the volume up. Yes, these are the first earphones that I got that have this control, and it's really handy to have. If the audio is paused, double pressing them will launch the assistant, which works totally fine on my Windows laptop with Cortana. For some reason, I think it's an issue with my phone, but the Google Assistant launched on my phone, but it didn't hear me. As I said, I think that's an issue with the phone because I have issues phone calling with just Bluetooth earphones in general. So I think it's kind of related to that. But if you do have a phone that isn't having issues with Bluetooth headphones, while somebody's calling you, you can press the button once to accept the call, or you can hold it for around 2 seconds to reject the call. But calling probably isn't what's going to make or break these earphones for you. At this price point, it's probably going to be sound quality, and honestly, these earphones are a joy to listen to. It's honestly amazing how much they packed in this really small package, and you can see why they are a bit thicker than regular earphones, or at least other earphones that I've tried in the past. For starters, the bass is really nice in these earphones, and it's not the sort of bass that overpowers other parts of the audio. It's just kind of a nice component that adds to the overall audio. The audio does have a really nice soundstage with these earphones. Testing these earphones with a game called Ruiner, which has a really nice soundtrack. These earphones sounded great. I loved listening to the soundtrack through them. And just generally listening to songs, they sound really, really good. The highs and the mids sound great. They don't distort at high volumes. And yeah, they're very pronounced from each other. You can definitely tell them apart. And the thing is, it gets even better with something called Super XFI, which, again, this company is pushing really hard. It's kind of weird sensation. It gives the sensation that the voices are coming from the front of your head and that the music is coming from the back of your head. That's the best way I can describe it. It's kind of hard to describe it in a different way without you actually listening to them. I mean, I'm not really one for these surround sound features that some equalizers have because, quite frankly, they usually sound pretty terrible, but these ones somehow actually sound really, really good, and they actually do make the audio sound a lot better. But, and this is a really big but and a really big shame, is the fact that the Super XFI feature doesn't work with anything outside of the Super XFI app. It only works with local music, basically. So if you use Spotify or if you use YouTube, it's not going to work with that. You have to be in the Super XFI app. And with me not really ever listening to local music, I only basically use the Super XFI app to test this out, and I never used it again. I mean, this isn't really Creative's fault. They can't really get Super XFI to work outside of the app because it's a software feature, and they can't just go put it in other people's apps. But then you do have to think that there's actually some earphones by Creative that are $20 less that are basically exactly the same as these earphones, the Outlier Airs. And yeah, they are $20 less. And I think at the moment, I don't know when this is going to go out, but it's Black Friday at the moment. And these earphones are actually even cheaper than that. I think they're £55 at the moment, whereas these are, I think, £95. So I can't really justify it. I can't justify paying the extra £20 or even £40 if it's on sale for a software feature that I'm never going to use because it's just in one app. I mean, the only people that I could see maybe using this are the people that have local music. It probably would be worth it for those people, or people that want the gold, or people that want the better battery life, because that is another thing that these have over the Airs is better battery life. But I mean, both of the battery lives are incredible, to be honest. The battery life for these earphones is 14 hours. That's just the earphones by themselves, not in the case. And if you put the case with it, the case gives them an extra 25 hours. And the Airs have a slightly lower amount. They have 10 hours with just listening to the earphones constantly, and 20 hours of charging within the case. But, I mean, 10 hours is still amazing, 20 hours is still amazing, and to be honest, I struggle to get to 3 hours with the other earphones, just with how I use them. And both of the earphones are sweatproof, they can both be taken to the gym, and I did actually take these earphones to the gym, and yeah, they were actually really great. The only time I really felt that they might have fallen out of my ears was when I was on the running machine, but when I got them properly fitted in, they stayed in there, and yeah, I was listening to a podcast and I enjoyed it. There wasn't any of that weird sound that you get sometimes with earphones when you're walking and, you know, your head's bopping up and down and stuff. They just stuck in my ears. It sounded just as if I was listening to them while I was sitting down, and it was great. The good thing about these two is they passively block out a lot of noise too. So the running machine in the gym is pretty noisy, so you could hear it a bit, but it was way quieter than if I had them out. So yeah, you do get a lot of great features with these earphones, but I just can't justify it over the Airs. If the Outlier Airs didn't exist, I would totally recommend these earphones because I think for their price, they actually are really good value, but there's just the Airs are much better value. As I said, the only reason I could see you wanting to get these is if you have local music, or if you like gold, you absolutely have to get the gold color, or if you just absolutely need that extra 4 hours battery life and the extra battery life in the case too. I'll put both these earphones in the description. You can basically look at both of them, and if you want to get one of them, choose whichever one you want. If you do want to buy them, then be sure to use my affiliate link in the description down below. You don't pay anything extra by using the affiliate link, but it gives me a bit of a kickback when you buy something. So yeah, I would definitely appreciate that. As I said, it's not going to be of any extra cost or anything to you. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you have the Outlier Golds or the Outlier Airs? Do you disagree with me with this Super XFI feature? Do you think that it's worth the extra £20 or £40? And yeah, which one would you get? Be sure to let me know that down in the comment section down below too. But I'm going to leave it there for now anyway. I hope that you all have a great day. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.